what we're going to do is just provide videos with helpful information that not only is relevant to your consumer life, but to kind of life in general. So that's something that we're starting, and our first one is going to focus on North Carolina Severe Weather Preparedness Week. You know, with North Carolina weather, you don't know what to expect. One day it can be 70 degrees, the next day it can be snowing. And the day after that, it can have a thunderstorm and tornado. So we just really want to make sure that everyone is informed of the weather that happens and kind of what you should do if severe weather were to come along. So the things we're going to cover today is what to put in an emergency kit. The second thing we're going to go over is where to find out your information, to find out the watches or the warnings that are happening. And the third thing that we're going to go over is what is the difference between a watch and a warning. Because a lot of people don't know, and it's really relevant as to kind of your plan of action, whether you have a watch or a warning in your area. So the first thing we're going to go over is what to put in an emergency kit. And of course, the first thing that you need is water. You need 1 gallon per person per day for 3 to 7 days. So I'm going to go over that again. That is 1 gallon per person per day for 3 to 7 days. You never know, how long a storm or bad weather can put you out, so you need to make sure that you have enough water. The same thing goes along with food. Non-perishable and canned food supply for 3 to 7 days. And don't forget that pet food, because pets are part of the family and they need that as well. Something else that's really important is a cell phone or a charger. If you have a cell phone, make sure that you have an extra charger to go along with it. You're not sure if electricity or power is going to be available, but if it is, you definitely want to make sure that your cell phone is charged. Something else that's really important is a first aid kit and a first aid book. That way that you have some Band-Aids and some antiseptic ointment just in case something were to happen. You can take care of scratches and bumps and bruises yourself. So it's really important to have that first aid kit. Another thing that is really important to have in your emergency kit is blanket or a sleeping bag. Like I said before, you don't know how long a storm is going to put you out, so you want to make sure that you have appropriate sleeping supplies. In addition, to the sleeping bag, you also need toothbrush, toothpaste, soap, and feminine supplies. Same thing, you don't know how long it's going to keep you out, and you want to make sure that you're able to upkeep those basic human necessities. So make sure you have a toothbrush, toothpaste, soap, and feminine supplies. That's really important. Another thing that you need to make sure that you have copies of is important documents, whether that's insurance policies, copies of your driver's license, your social security card, and your bank account records. You never know what can happen in a storm, and if you have extras of those, that can help, especially if anything bad were to happen, which we hope not, but you never know. Another thing that's really important is cash or change. Bank cards don't really do you any good if the power is out, so you have to make sure you have extra cash and some change on hand. And the last thing that we want to make sure you add into your emergency kit is books, games, or cards. With the family in bad weather, you want to make sure that they're entertained. So if you have some books, some games, and some cards, then you'll be sure to keep the kids occupied for a little bit at least. So that's definitely some of the things that you want in your emergency kit. And of course, if your family has special needs or anything that they like specifically, you can add that as well. Some things that we want to go over now is how you're going to get your information of knowing when severe weather is going to hit you. So the thing is to kind of understand what platforms you're going to be utilizing, whether that's TV, whether that's radio, your smartphone if you have one, or social media. So TV, you can go to any local news stations and they'll let you know obviously what's going on with the severe weather. Radio, kind of the same thing. You find that news station, find that weather station, and they'll obviously keep you informed. If you don't have those things, or they're just not working because the storm's out, something that you can do is use your smartphone. I know that alerts happen on smartphones now if a weather watch or a weather warning is happening in your area. I'm sure you've heard it before. It's extremely loud, but that's really helpful. Another thing that you can utilize with your smartphone is social media. Whether it's Facebook or Twitter, every news outlet and all your friends and family can keep you updated on what's going on weather-wise through social media. So that's helpful there. And so leading to that is something else I want to cover is the difference between a watch and a warning. A lot of people don't know the difference, and I think it's really important to know so that you're able to react appropriately. So a watch is when severe weather has the possibility of happening, whether the storm cycles coming in. You know, it could happen, but it has not happened in your area yet. So that's the difference between a watch, while a warning is that severe weather has happened in your area and that you need to take action now and find safety. And of course, safety is a room in your house that has no windows and has the thickest walls. So that is something that you need to try to find ahead of time, and just know, you know, if anything were to happen, you're going to go to this room with your emergency kit and everything that's included in there. So, you know, make sure that you know the difference between a watch and a warning, so when you hear one or the other, you know how to react appropriately. Those are all the tips we have for you on severe weather. If there's anything else that you'd like us to provide tips on, make sure to leave a comment below. If not, be on the lookout for more Did You Know? And we look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks.